The 3 a.m. Tales. Story 1. The Haunting of Anna Eckland, America's most documented possession case. They say faith can protect us from evil. But what happens when evil lives inside the faithful? This is the true story of Anna Eckland, the woman who became known as America's most terrifying case of demonic possession. Anna was born in 1882 in a small Wisconsin town. She grew up devout, kind, and deeply religious. But behind her faith was a darkness that her family refused to see. Her aunt, Mina, was rumored to dabble in witchcraft. Some even claimed she practiced satanic rituals. Her father, a cruel man who despised religion, reportedly joined her. Performing rituals meant to curse Anna, to bind her soul to darkness. At first, there were small signs. Anna couldn't pray without feeling violently ill. Holy water burned her skin. She would curse at priests in voices that didn't sound like her own. Doctors called it hysteria. Her family called it madness. But the church called it possession. Father Theophilus Riesinger, a seasoned exorcist from Germany, was brought in. What he encountered was beyond anything he had ever seen. The year was 1928. A convent in Erling, Iowa, agreed to keep Anna hidden. The nuns locked every door and sealed every window. For 23 days, they battled something that mocked every sacred word they spoke. The moment the prayers began, Anna screamed in several voices, one male, one female, and one that sounded inhuman. She spoke in Latin, German, and English all at once. Her body lifted from the bed, defying gravity. Father Riesinger demanded, "Who are you?" And in a chorus of growls, she replied,
"We are many, Judas, Beelzebub, and her father who cursed her."
The smell of decay filled the room. Objects moved on their own. Witnesses described seeing her face twist into something unrecognizable. For 3 weeks, the priest never slept. Neither did the nuns. They prayed, cried, and held her down as the entity fought to remain. On the final day, after hours of chanting, Anna collapsed, lifeless, silent. When she awoke, she wept, whispering prayers through cracked lips. Father Riesinger declared her free, but he never performed another exorcism again. He told the church that some battles are too dark for even the faithful to fight twice. As for Anna Eckland, she disappeared from public record soon after. No one knows how she spent her final years. Some say she lived quietly under a new name. Others claim she was never truly free. What remains are the written reports of the priests who were there, the official Vatican notes, the witnesses who swore under oath that they saw evil with their own eyes. And whether you believe in demons or not, the story of Anna Eckland reminds us of one terrifying truth. Faith can be tested, but sometimes faith alone isn't enough to stop what's already inside. Story 2. The Exorcism of Anneliese Michel, the girl who fought the devil. The following case remains one of the most terrifying documented exorcisms in modern history. What you're about to hear was recorded between 1975 and 1976 in Bavaria, Germany. The true story of Anneliese Michel. Anneliese was born in 1952, a devout Catholic raised in a conservative Bavarian village. Friends described her as kind, intelligent, and deeply faithful. At 16, she suffered her first seizure. Doctors diagnosed her with epilepsy. But as years passed, her condition grew darker, beyond the reach of medicine. Anneliese claimed invisible forces kept her from entering churches.
I can't step inside anymore.
Holy water burned her skin. She heard voices calling her
damned and filthy.
Doctors increased her medication. Nothing worked. And soon, priests began to notice what doctors could not explain. A presence that followed her wherever she went. After psychological evaluation and church investigation, permission was granted for an exorcism. The ritual would begin under strict secrecy. For 10 months, 2 priests performed 67 rites of exorcism. Every session was recorded on tape. The recordings captured voices claiming to be ancient spirits, entities bound by hatred and defiance.
We are Judas, Nero, Cain, and Lucifer himself.
The priest said she fought back, praying between screams.
Please, pray for me.
Her weight dropped to 30 kilograms. She refused food, saying demons forbade it. Each session left her weaker, but she never stopped fighting. On July 1st, 1976, the final session ended. Hours later, Anneliese Michel was found dead in her bed. She was 23 years old. The case became a global scandal. Faith versus science, belief versus law. The priests insisted that what they witnessed was beyond medicine. The court heard the tapes. They heard her voice. Sometimes pleading, sometimes mocking. No one could deny the horror captured on those reels. Anneliese Michel's death remains one of the most documented exorcisms in modern history. Whether she was possessed or failed by science, her story endures as a warning and as a tragedy. She believed she was fighting for her soul, and in the end, perhaps she did. Story 3: The Possession of Clarita Villanueva. Manila, 1953. The city was still rebuilding from the war. The smell of rust and rain in the narrow streets, a place where the air itself carried exhaustion. Amidst all of this, a 17-year-old girl named Clarita Villanueva was jailed for vagrancy. No one could have guessed her arrest would become one of the strangest possession cases in recorded history. Clarita Villanueva, 17, wandered through the dim back streets barefoot, clutching the edges of her torn blouse. Her eyes darted at shadows that didn't move, her lips trembling. A police patrol found her muttering to herself, her voice trembling between whispers and pleas.
They keep touching me. Please make them stop.
At first, they thought she was another runaway, a poor girl lost in the city. But when one officer tried to comfort her, she screamed as if burned by an invisible flame. Her body twisted violently, and she spat out words in a language none of them recognized. They dragged her to the city jail. The rain fell harder, as if the sky itself knew something terrible had followed them in. Inside the cold stone cell, Clarita sat in the corner, her knees pulled tight to her chest. Her breath fogged the air. The guards laughed quietly outside, joking about the crazy girl. But by midnight, the laughter stopped. Clarita began to convulse. Her head snapped backward. Her voice deepened into something inhuman. The sound of fingernails scraping the concrete filled the corridor. The guards ran to her cell, and froze. She was suspended halfway off the floor, as if some unseen force held her by the neck. Her eyes rolled back, showing only white. Then, 2 fresh bite marks appeared on her arm, bleeding, raw, shaped like fangs. No one had touched her. One officer muttered, "Oh God, it's biting her." Another crossed himself, backing away. By morning, word spread through the station. The possessed girl had returned. Dr. Mariano Lara, a prison physician, was called to examine her. When he entered, Clarita was calm, her face pale but composed. "Who are you?" he asked gently. She smiled. Not Clarita's smile, but something older, crueler.
We are many.
Then, without warning, she lunged forward, restrained by invisible hands that threw her against the wall. Her body trembled, teeth chattering violently. Dr. Lara shouted for help. The guards watched helplessly as deep red welts appeared on her neck, in the shape of claws. He wrote in his report later that day, "I have witnessed a phenomenon beyond medical explanation. The girl appears attacked by unseen forces. For 3 nights the attacks continued. Clarita would scream in agony, shouting in tongues, claiming something was biting her legs and neck. Her cellmates refused to stay near her. One woman begged to be transferred, saying she saw black figures crouching beside the girl's bed when the lights went out. By the 4th night, journalists arrived. The story made headlines. Possessed girl in Manila City Jail. Police stunned by invisible forces. Photographers captured Clarita's expression, half terrified, half enraged. She was restrained, but her eyes followed people, as if she saw something behind them. News of Clarita's possession reached an American pastor, Lester Smurl, a missionary in Manila. Skeptical but intrigued, he visited the jail. When he entered the cell, Clarita's body stiffened instantly. Her head turned toward him, slow and mechanical.
"You are not welcome here."
Pastor Smurl swallowed hard but stood firm. "In the name of Jesus, tell me who you are." The voice responded with a laugh that wasn't human, low, echoing through the small cell.
"I am the spirit of darkness, and she is ours."
The pastor stepped closer, clutching his Bible. He prayed loudly, commanding the spirits to leave her. Clarita screamed, her body arching violently. The sound of chains rattled even though she wasn't bound. Hours passed. Clarita's voice shifted between sobs and growls. Her skin turned ice cold. Witnesses said her eyes changed, black, wide, unblinking.
They are here again, 2 of them. One tall, one short. They said they'll never leave Pastor Smurl continued praying.
Sweat ran down his forehead. Suddenly, Clarita shrieked and fell to the ground, shaking uncontrollably. Her back arched, her nails clawing the floor.
Stop it! They're biting me.
The guards saw new wounds form before their eyes, bleeding in perfect half-moon shapes as if bitten by invisible teeth. Smurl shouted, "In the name of Jesus Christ, I command you, leave her now." Clarita screamed once more, so loud that the lights flickered. Then, silence. Her body collapsed, her breathing steadied. When she opened her eyes again, they were brown, human, trembling. "They're gone," she whispered. 2 days later, Clarita sat quietly in the courtyard of the jail, the sun warming her face. The nurses said she slept for 12 straight hours after the exorcism. When Pastor Smurl returned, she smiled faintly.
I saw them leave. They looked angry.
like smoke in the wind.
He nodded, writing the last entry in his journal. Clarita Villanueva was freed. Science could not explain it, but faith could. As she was escorted out of the jail days later, a guard swore he saw her pause at the door and glance back toward her old cell. For just a second, her eyes darkened. A small smirk crossed her lips. Then, she walked into the sunlight. The guard never spoke of it again. Every story hides a shadow. Dive into the unknown with The 3 a.m. Tales, where true horror, twisted fates, and chilling mysteries are brought to life. Each episode whispers what you were never meant to hear. New stories every week. Turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and listen, if you dare.